In the red corner tonight, weighing in at 57.1 kilos, from the Ukraine, trained by Igor Gapon, current European Boxing Association Featherweight champion, 39 fights, 32 wins, 24 by KO, Stanyslav Stars Merdov. And in the blue corner, the defending champion, wearing the red shorts, weighed in at 56.9 kilos, from Indonesia, trained by Craig Christian, 47 fights, 45 wins. The current WBA Super Featherweight champion of the world, defending his title tonight for the 15th time, Chris the Dragon John! This is a WBA Featherweight World title bout, ladies and gentlemen. 12 3-minute rounds. Your referee, Pinat Freyadapsap from Thailand. The judges, Francisco Martinez from New Zealand, Promas Shiraska from Thailand, and Takio Harada from Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems. First, the Ukraine national anthem. Of Indonesia, sung tonight by Chris John's wife, Anna Maria Megawati.
Indonesia, tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi pandu ibuku. Indonesia kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita berseru, Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku, semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Boxers to the center for your final instructions, please.
Yes. Okay. Once again, don't do any foul. Obey my command all the time and protect yourself all the time. Okay? Let's go. Back.
Chris John, Stanyslav Merdov. 32 victories in 39 fights for the challenger. What a victory this would be over one of the finest we have seen. The WBA featherweight title is the reward over 12 3-minute rounds. It is Stanyslav Merdov in the white with the yellow and red, and Chris John in the red with the white piping, and embroidered on his trunks the words "Bulleye Blaster" to Shannon Taylor in the greatest fight and hardest fight of his life. We are thinking of you.
We sure are. Australian legend.
Height and reach advantage is massive here to the challenger Merdov. It's not something Chris John is unfamiliar with.
No, I spoke to his trainer, Craig Christian. He actually likes fighting taller men. But, I mean, look, if you look at Chris John, turned professional in 1998. He's undefeated in 47 fights and holds a unanimous decision over the great Juan Manuel Marquez, who about a month ago was probably robbed against the great Manny Pacquiao. So that puts in perspective the greatness of Chris, the Dragon, John. I mean, just
also
a great fighter.
defeated ex-world champ Derek Gainer, multi-time world title challenger Rocky Juarez. Had previously drawn with Juarez.
Beat our own Tommy Brown in Penrith. But a beautiful boxer. He's not a big puncher. His knockout percentage is under 50%, I think. I think it's about 22 KOs, 47 fights, 45 wins, 2 draws. But just a beautiful technician.
Last 5 defences of this belt have gone the 12 rounds. And he is extremely popular in Australia, despite this being just his second visit. And his trainer, mentor, Craig Christian, in the corner, knows he's got support all around the Aussie compass, including 25 Nick and Troy, all watching here at Main Event Boxing. They're up in Brisbane. We know there's a heap of supporters for Chris John up there, as well as peppered down the East Coast. And there's a respect for Chris John worldwide.
Without doubt. The Ukrainian Merdov, though, you know, like at 5'11", at under 56 kilograms, is phenomenal. He's as tall as a light heavyweight almost. But being comprehensively outboxed in the opening stanza here, pretty impressive record himself, really. 39 fights, 32 wins, 24 by knockout. Only ever been stopped once.
And his record in his last 10 fights, a 9-1 for Stanislav Merdov.
The last fight was January 14th, 1 KO in the second round.
Breathe in, all right? The double jab right hand, as soon as you throw it, it's beautiful, all right? You take the jab, take the feint, and then the double jab right hand. And mix it up with the jab and the right hand to the body, yeah? Just keep it going like that and work off that. Work everything off it, yeah? Spit. And just spit down there, John.
Lovely left hook there from Chris John. Stanislav Merdov trying to use that reach of his, but not effective against the far cleverer Chris John in the opening round.
Do you believe it is the 24th time in Chris John's career that he has been scheduled to go 12 rounds? Astonishing number of rounds. This is 373rd round as a professional. 32 years of age, and doesn't look like there's a mark on him.
No, he's a defensive genius. His 15th defense of this title, which is phenomenal.
We saw Billy Dibb with the IBF version of of the featherweight title to a demolition mission on Alberto Cervide in Sydney a couple of weekends ago, and Billy at the end of the contest looked straight down the barrel of the camera and said, "Chris John, I've got all the respect for you in the world, but I want to fight." And we understand money, as it often is in boxing, is where negotiations may falter.
Yep.
Billy Dibb and their camp obviously want the fight in Australia. Well, Craig Christian has offered $150,000 plus television rights in Australia to have the fight in Indonesia or Singapore.
Yeah, and all neutral judges.
All neutral judges and all titles on the line in a unification.
A WBA and IBF featherweight unification fight. That would be huge.
I'll be selfish and say, I want it here in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Down in the second round. A big right hand from Chris John.
Wow, what a cracking right hand that was. He landed it once before. That was a perler. He looks pretty good. He looked pretty clear.
Just over 60 seconds remaining in round number 2. Oh, he slapped the taste out of the mouth of Stanyslav there.
Look at the timing of this man and the defense. Oh, look at this. What class this guy's got.
Look where the left hand is. Initially down near the midsection. Just a little wild there.
Class boxer. Well, he's loading up there, Chris John.
Pleasure and an honour to be sitting ringside calling a man of this calibre.
Without doubt. And my wife in Bali watching closely. There's that right hand again and again.
Belted a couple of times late in the round.
His legs are still gone, Andy. His legs haven't recovered.
John, so composed. Look at that defensive work. He's using feet, shoulders, forearms, glove and lateral movement.
Beautiful.
And he uses them all in combination with one another.
That's the art of boxing. And again, there's the right hand. He's nearly gone, Merdov. Oh, wow. Look at that defense. Well, look at Chris John.
That's something special, this young man.
There sure is. Yeah, I took a break from my holiday in Bali to come back and do this fight. And every single person in Indonesia knows this man. Look at that timing. That right hand, what a bomb.
And it just kept coming and coming.
Here it comes again.
And coming.
Oh. Well, this guy's only been stopped once. Let's make it, I reckon it's going to be 2.
You get that feeling early on. Ranked at number 11 with the WBA is Stanislav Merdov out of the Ukraine. And he's getting a lesson here at the moment.
A lesson for sure.
Is Merdov going to try and duplicate or replicate the work rate and the big shots of John? He knows if he keeps moving back that Chris John is just going to pick him off all night long.
I think he's going to pick him off all night long, Andy. I think the timing and the precision punching, I think, as Craig Christian said to me, the tall guys suit him. They really suit him. Good little chopping right from Merdov there.
Good straight punch from John. Merdov going around the corner the long way from point A to point B, but going the short route is the Indonesian.
Merdov trying a big right hand. John really hardly been touched so far.
Supremely fit, as all the Harry's Gym boys are, but
great sparring amongst them all.
Doesn't look like he has broken a sweat. Doesn't look like he's pushing into any type of barrier just yet, Chris John.
Well, he's active regularly. He's got the best sparring, and he's been 12 rounds many times. His last 5 defenses.
Yeah. Halfway through round 3.
Merdov copying right hand after right hand.
The majority of the crowd here for Danny Green has stayed in appreciation and respect just to see Chris John.
Yep, I did notice that. It's great to see. Right drive to the side of Merdov there. A debilitating shot from Chris John. Oh, there's that right hand again. Oh.
Trying to come over the top is John. A little looser in his punches. Maybe his ambition here. I think we're still in attendance, and being as parochial as we are, we're still stunned from what we have just witnessed with Danny Green, Christoph, Vladarchik.
Wow. Yeah, without doubt, but I'll tell you what, pleasure, as you said, a pleasure to watch a man of this caliber, Chris John.
Left hand to the body, right hand over the top. He doubles up with the right hand there. A great scoring punch, and he is in complete control. I think we're getting a glimpse here of why Merdov has only been beaten stopped on the one occasion.
Tough guy, definitely tough. Interesting when Chris John goes back to the corner, the way he breathes, puts his hand above his head, not even sitting down at this stage.
Round number 3, this is what it produced.
Chris John doing this with relative ease. There's that right hand grazes the chin of Merdov. Stanyslav Merdov, the tough Ukrainian.
As a misplay, the head trainer Craig Christian really matured to an elite level cornerman, an elite level trainer.
Oh, without doubt. I like the way Craig talks to his fighters in the corner, and the way he gets them to breathe and doesn't give them too many instructions in the first half a minute of the break. So important.
So many fighters say it's nice to go to a corner where you've got one positive, one negative, and concentrate on that and that only. We saw the head get rocked back at Chris John from a good shot from Merdov.
He did, he got caught. Don't think he was hurt at all, though.
No. We do have, however, a new Australian world champion.
And a well-deserved one.
Will Tomlinson, the IBO super featherweight champion of the world, in an absolute war.
Oh, was it ever.
Against Alan Herrera from Mexico. Look at that reach advantage. 9 centimetres.
I love the way Chris John rolls that shoulder, moves, you know, hand defence, shoulder defence.
Middle minute of round number 4.
As you said, Andy, his face looks totally untouched. He just brushes the punches away, slips them, moves his shoulder, and then counters.
Merdov wears one. Knees didn't buckle too much, but it was a free shot.
He's tough. Hasn't got the artillery that the Dragon's got, though. Oh, that one's flush on the Vera Lynn. His legs buckled, but he's still firing. Oh, you missed that when you turned away for a second. What a right hand. Oh.
Inside the final minute of the 4th. John in complete control. I wouldn't be disrespectful enough to Stanislav to say in cruise control, but not far off it. Such a composed young boxer.
Yep.
Is Chris John. 3 years the junior of his opponent tonight, who, like Alan Herrera before him, this is the opportunity he's dreamt of.
Yeah, it's an opportunity of a lifetime for Stanyslav Merdov from Ukraine, but at 35, this will be his last opportunity, you would think. And at this stage, he's getting totally outclassed.
Back to the corners we go.
Yeah, I hope Sue's enjoying this in Bali, where every single person we spoke to knows about Chris John. She's watching it at Flapjacks in Sanua, and I'm sure that the crowd will be going crazy there.
We're going to stay me. We're losing a lot of energy, all right? Instead of, now I want you to go to double jab, right to the body. Right hook to the body. Because you're throwing the right hand, you can see it coming. He's getting his arms up. So pretend to throw it to the fucking head and throw the right hook to the body, all right? After the double jab. Double jab, right hook to the body, okay? Yeah? Come on, mate. Some water, Harry.
Seconds out. Round 5.
Round number 5 coming your way internationally on Main Event Boxing. I hope you've enjoyed the night as much as we have.
Precise instructions from Craig Christian there. Double jab, right to the body, right to the head. Up and down, basically. Right to the body there.
The stats point towards this is going the duration.
They do, although, you know, in the first and second, or the first couple of rounds there, you wouldn't have thought so, but give Stanislav Merdov from the Ukraine credit, he's one tough hombre. Lovely right to the midsection, which is exactly what the punch that Craig Christian told him to use. Crashing right to the sternum.
Yep.
Looking for that big right hand, Chris John.
His economy of punches is great, isn't it, John?
Doesn't waste anything.
Oh, ripping lead. Right into the rib cage.
To me, to watch him, he's just such a superb technician of the art of boxing. Hit and not be hit. You know, and against top quality opposition.
Just the subtle slip. It's a move of the head. The shoulders don't even move in any great manner. Great hand-eye.
Hasn't lost a fight in 13 years of competition.
Unbelievable. The record, in case you have just joined us, 47 fights, 45 wins, no losses, 2 draws. And still just 32 years of age, so there is plenty left. And just maybe throughout the course of 2012, a date with Billy Dibb, our IBF featherweight champion of the world.
Billy Dibb, a class fighter too. It'll be a good fight. Billy's got a vicious left to the body, and you know, very good boxer. Only lost the one fight himself.
Recently defended his belt for the first time, and yep, it only went 1 round, but it was as close to perfect from Billy as I think we've seen.
That vicious body shot.
Oh.
It's a killer.
Poor old Alberto. He would have been sitting in seat 38F back to Italy, 28 hours on the plane, thinking of Billy the Kid Dibb and that left hand into his rib cage the whole way.
For sure. Inside 10 seconds here.
It's spectacular.
Look at that in slow motion there. Just perfect timing. just making him miss, making him pay. Good right-hand counter there from Stanyslav Merdov, but Chris John just rolls under the next one.
I mentioned during rugby league commentary over the course of the year a line that one coach in particular was really impressed with, and he said, in commentary I said, these days rugby league sides, they're all as strong as each other, they're as fit as each other, they're as big as each other, and they're as talented as each other, because that's the way sports training has gone. What it comes down to, the better teams are better decision makers under fatigue.
Yep.
The same thing applies for boxing. Yes,
definitely.
Different athletes can be born with different gifts, but it's about decision making, when to and when not to. And
when you're under pressure, yeah.
And Chris John not only executes technically very, very well, but his decision making is probably his real strength.
Without doubt, it's another sense that he's got. You know, he just is so able to read his opponent like that, make him miss, counter. Vicious body shots from Chris John. I think you're right now, Andy. I think we are going to see a distance fight. Round 6 of 12.
I reckon Billy Gibb would be watching back in Sydney and casting an eye over this, and I reckon he'd give his left arm for this fight. He would love it.
I reckon it's a fight that we'll see at some stage next year.
I don't know if there's too much love lost between the camps, so there's a little bit of feeling. We love it. We love it.
Well, that's half the thing when you're promoting a fight. You really don't want. I mean, you want guys to respect each other, but you want a bit of bad blood in there as well.
My last fight, I had a little bit of bad blood there going into it, Barry. Didn't help me. My sister still belted me.
Oh, good right hand from Merdov there.
Yeah, his best fight, best punch for the fight. Round number 6, Stanislav said, I've still got a little bit, so take this.
Yeah, his game is Ned Kelly.
Yeah, shot to the back of the head there. I don't believe it was intentional.
Under a minute in round 6. Merdov landed a good little uppercut there. He's landed more punches this round than he has the whole fight so far.
There's a bit of support for Stanislav here in Perth. And I don't think there's many Merdovs in the audience.
I wouldn't think so.
But from what he's taken so far, and Chris John has been popped over severely over the right eye.
He has. He's cut.
Oh.
That's it, Chris. Come on, Chris.
Now, we've seen one upset tonight, not in the fact that Krzysztof Wlodarczyk won, but in the manner how he won. Surely, 2 in one night's too much. Great right hand from Chris John.
Whoa. Have a look in the corner here. Chris John, what sort of a cut we've got?
Okay, some of the previous round, round number 6, halfway point of the matchup.
Didn't see any clear blow that caused that cut there.
Back to boxing. The jab. We don't get hit for using the jab. We want speed, no power. You right?
Yep. This round moving and jabbing.
It's dangerous now. Moving and jabbing. Come on.
Sit up. Make him drink more.
That isn't a horrible position.
It isn't a bad position. It's on the eyelid.
Right on the eyelid, yeah.
Yeah, bad position.
Just over the eyeball. As a result, when the cut is low on the ground, that's where blood flow becomes a major issue.
Certainly can be. At the moment, they've stemmed the blood well.
Not always, but it has that potential.
Without doubt. And I mean,
and what it is, it's a target zone for Stanyslav Merdov.
Yeah, and if it opens further, I mean, I've seen them where you can see the eyeball basically through the eyelid.
That means you have 20/20 vision.
I don't know about that.
Again, John going back to what worked early doors.
Yep. I think he's probably, trying to get his opponent out of there maybe too hard, trying to knock him out. And he's already shown Stanislav Merdov that there's nothing wrong with his chin because he's copped so many clean right hands, left hooks, but right hands in particular.
Great work rate being exhibited by two guys with very different cultural backgrounds and very different training backgrounds.
Without doubt.
John with a great shot.
Oh, man.
Boy, that was a monster left hand. If you're not going to end Stanislav Merdov with that, you are going to the judges.
Forget it, yeah. That was a bomb and a half. That was a left hook plus, and he barely batted an eyelid.
That was a massive shot.
Massive left hook. You know who this Stanislav Merdov reminds me of? Johnny Owen, the Welshman, the skeleton man they used to call him. Incredibly tall, incredible work rate, and actually passed away in a world title fight against Lupe Pintor.
Yes.
I sparred him a lot, actually.
Over there in Wales.
With Johnny Owen, But he looks very similar to this guy, to Stanislav Merdov.
Forward. Merdov. Rich coloured blood out of the eye of Chris John. Target is there for Merdov.
Yeah,
and because it was caused by a punch, that is a massive advantage in the biggest fight of his career.
Without doubt. Round 7 under 30 seconds to go. Chris John, winning every round clearly. Just, doing it easy this round as well.
Merdov trying to crowd John for room.
Oh, good right hand from Merdov. He's relentless, Merdov. Still missing with nearly everything, but getting through every now and then.
Round number 7, this is what it produced, and there was some big shots from one Chris John to Stanislav Merdov.
There's that left hook.
Knock him out.
Wow. Unreal.
Look at that defense.
Rolling, slipping, sliding.
And easy. Team Merdov in the interval, talking up, psyching up their charge, trying to motivate him to a level he has not yet been. Merdov caught again.
He hasn't lost a round so far, Chris John. He's so far in front. But now he has a cut. It doesn't appear to have bothered him any further. They've done a great job in the corner of stopping the blood and keeping it stopped.
John trying to come in over the top and doing so with that right eye away from harm. Back on the inside is John.
Rides that big overhand right, goes around the back of the Ukrainian boy.
Sliding over the top is John again. And to the body to end the exchange. Merdov trying to keep him straighter. That's when he has more success.
Merdov certainly came to fight. Hasn't stopped throwing punches with both hands.
Chris John with that protective guard just slipping up a little high for mine.
Yeah, he's protector. Yeah, certainly is riding up pretty high.
Real high, limiting potentially the body shots that Merdov can throw. Not that he has opted to target that area.
I think I can probably let our audience know something now, that Chris John actually has gone into this fight with an injured rib.
Yep. As a result, the guard just a little higher than it may have normally been.
If he can get away with it, good luck.
Exactly right. Takes the big ones, doesn't it, to get into this type of arena with a pre-existing injury and a rib injury of all things. Every time John would move, that rib cartilage would just ache.
Pretty amazing, to be honest. Angelo Hyder handling the cuts well in the corner there. Or the cut.
Sloppy. Big reps, come on. 4 rounds to go, push it on. Don't move your head. Give that structural.
Round number 8, again a Chris John round.
He hasn't lost a round.
No.
It's relatively one-way traffic, but, you know, the Ukrainian, he came to fight, no doubt about that.
Second round, round 9.
Hey, stand up.
Round number 9 coming your way around Australia on Main Event Boxing, whether you're at home on Main Event TV or at your local Fox Sports venue. It's been quite a night, hasn't it? Oh, beautiful shot over the top of that shoulder from Chris John.
Seriously, I mean, the shots that Chris John's hit him with, you wouldn't think there's much chance of him stopping the guy at this stage, would you?
No, most of those shots would have put down a small cow.
Yeah, he just wore another right-hand flush. He looks like he's been in some battles, Stanyslav Merdov.
Yeah, the nose doesn't even remotely resemble what Mum and Dad gave him 35 years ago.
I haven't got his... he would have undoubtedly had a long amateur career, because he turned pro only in 2004. And he's 35 years of age now, so without doubt, so many of the Europeans have big amateur careers. I'm sure this guy would have had probably hundreds of amateur fights.
And busy amateur careers. They sort of do it like no one else, don't they?
They do.
Europeans.
Well, I mean, you look at the great Kostya,
300 plus.
275, I think, something like that. A handful of losses.
As Merdov walks into one then, halfway through round number 9.
I'll tell you what, not many Aussies can, you know, say the same thing with amateurs, but Brian Tink, a name that you would know, and a lot of our boxing viewers, tells me he had, I think, 480 amateur fights.
Yes.
It's a lot of fights.
480.
Yeah. And the guy that just fought, Sam Solomon, he tells me he had 550. Eramasoli Albert, 550 amateur fights.
No time to do anything else, is there?
He was actually at the 1996 Olympics, I call that.
Yep.
Yeah, to look at this. That protector, certainly the referee helping pull it up there.
Referee hasn't had a great deal of work to do in this final fight. The boys have sorted themselves out.
Now it's clean, very clean fight.
Oh, good shot over the top from Chris John. The more I watch here, the more I am trying to visualise Chris John, Billy Dib.
It'll be a very interesting fight. Billy's heavier-handed, but this guy's a brilliant technician.
Yep.
Billy's a very good boxer too. Would make for a great fight. But when you look at the experience in boxing is a huge thing. And this man has just got so much experience.
Keep your head still. We'll work around it.
Take a look at some of the highlights.
Yep, here we go. Pretty much, you know, just a replay of what we see every time. There's the right hand, it's right on the chin again, but Stanyslav Merdov, nothing wrong with his whiskers. And the blood trickles from the right eye of Chris the Dragon John. Angelo Hyder working on the cut, which is actually in the eyelid, just above the eyelid, a very nasty position.
Hey, come on!
Oh, Slow getting out of the corner here. The bell's actually rung.
Box!
Hyder with a smile on the face, exits late. Till you get a warning, there's no official trouble, is there?
No drama.
Round number 10 of this battle for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World.
3 to go.
Interesting, we've had 3 world titles tonight, all with different organisations. IBO, WBC, WBA.
And we've actually seen a bit of everything, haven't we?
Yeah, haven't we?
It's been a classic night of boxing. Unfortunately for Danny Green, you know, to lose by knockout after leading right throughout the fight against Krzysztof Lodarczyk, the very tough, hard-punching Polish WBC Cruiserweight World Champion. Oh, there's right hand uppercut from Chris John. Oh, it just spurred Stanislav Merdov on. He got 4 punches, it got him going.
Has not been hard to find, has he, Stanislav?
No.
John really loads up that time. I would have thought Merdov perhaps would have made more of the opportunity of that target zone, the cut over the right eye of Chris John.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest with you, he's just not there to be hit, and he really hasn't stopped throwing punches, Merdov.
Well, I reckon if you've got him once there, Baz, and cut him open, there's an opportunity somewhere.
Yeah. True, but I mean, have a look. He doesn't stop. He doesn't stop throwing punches, but the majority, probably 95% or more, don't land.
No, exactly right.
And he's got to contend with that as well.
Yeah, you got to walk into one. Always talk about the old cliche. Yeah, I'll take one to give one, but maybe not with Chris John after 10.
This is taking 40 to give one, I reckon. Oh, lovely body shots, Chris John.
Weren't they? As quick a pace as the bout has been, he doesn't look like he's physically struggling, Chris John. Maybe just one of those guys that is able to more easily tolerate a high work rate.
But he's been doing it for so long. He'd fight all night if he had to. at this pace, not a problem.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, you know, experience in championship fights is an incredible thing, and he has got so much experience.
Watch the right hand and sit in the truck with it, all right? Please, get back. Get back. Run over.
Round number 10, this is what it produced. Oh, more of the same.
How
That's
about
the best
that?
way to sum it up.
More of the same, yeah. Look at that body shot, slip and rip. Copped it right hand, flush on the chin there though, Chris John. You know, you look at the guys that Chris John fought as well, and you've got to say, he just must have a great chin as well. I mean, you know, never to be beaten, but, you know, fought punches like Juan Manuel Marquez.
Yeah. A big puncher.
Big
vicious.
puncher. Oh, yeah.
6 minutes or 2 rounds remaining. The WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. Round 11, we saw, well, I wouldn't go as far as calling it a miracle early, but certainly a surprise in round 11 where the fighter that had been beaten comprehensively for 31 and a half minutes produced the comeback of the year.
Yeah, well, it was the only way he was going to win, was by knockout.
Okay, come on.
Up until then, Danny Green had boxed beautifully. And they fought a very smart fight plan, I thought. Round 11 of 12 here for the WBA
overhand right from John.
World Featherweight Super Championship, because Chris John is a super champion.
See, I'm simple, but I don't understand all that.
No, I understand what you're saying. Well, you know, I guess this guy's entitled to be labelled with something extra special.
So what does that make just the ordinary old title? Not as special? It's an odd setup.
Yeah, I know it is.
And designed by governing bodies to try and make a little bit of extra money in sanctioning fees elsewhere.
Undoubtedly, but you know, when you look at a guy like this, with this is his 15th world title defence. It's a phenomenal effort. Yeah. It's a bit like when Bernard Hopkins was middleweight champion, and I think he made 18 defences. Yep. You know, and he actually avoided our own Sam Solomon, who is one fight away from being the mandatory challenger to our own Daniel Gill. We could see an all-Aussie IBF World Middleweight Championship box-off in the new year.
Yep, there's options there for Daniel Gill and Grange Promotion, his promoters. Early in the new year, after Daniel's hand is completely healed.
Yep.
Is that where we're looking? Maybe late February?
For sure, and you know, I'm negotiating with Garth Wood to promote Garth Wood on one of our shows with Brian Armatrude, my partner, in the new year. Garth Wood's been relatively quiet since his rematch with Anthony the Man Mundine. But we did actually have Garth and Shannon lined up for February. But Garth very keen to get back in the squared circle.
Final 15 seconds of round number 11. Stan Merdov taking one there.
Another right hand just for a shock.
Yeah. It's the clinic being put on by Chris John.
The 12th and final round of the championship fight.
33 minutes down, 3 minutes remain for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. Chris John, Stanyslav Merdov.
Chris John is one from here to Alice Springs, and there's only one way and he could lose, and that's by knockout, and I think there's about 1,000,000 to 1 chance of that happening, considering he's never been beaten. But just to give the Ukrainian Stanislav Merdov credit, he has copped some serious bombs in this fight and just continues to keep throwing punches.
He got hit with that left hand midway through the fight, maybe around 5 or 6.
Yeah,
and
we knew he was going nowhere after that.
Yeah, we knew we were going to the judges' scorecards, didn't we?
For sure. I mean, even from the first round, the right hands that Chris John landed, he was in trouble. Oh!
John's taken a few shots. 2 minutes remaining in the fight.
He was hit with an uppercut flush on the chin. He appeared to... The crowd, the Ukrainians' corner going crazy. But he's missed him with most of these, and he counters back Chris John.
The more I watch this fight and the more I watch Chris John, the more I'm looking forward to John and Tim.
Over halfway through the round, Stanislav Merdov trying desperately to cause which would be one of the biggest upset of the year in world boxing, I would think. But it's not going to happen for him.
Merdov walking into a couple, the head rocks back, but that's been the case.
He's walked into number 1. He's walked into about 10,000. Under 50 seconds to go. Chris John successfully defending his title for the 15th time.
An amazing achievement. He won it via split decision back in 2003 over Colombian Oscar Leon in Kuta in Indonesia. And since then, one word comes to mind, and that word, unstoppable.
30 seconds, 25 seconds to go.
Again, rocked. The head jolted back. Chris John still with some punching power in the 36th and final minute of combat.
Slipping and sliding, bell just about getting a ring. Merdov trying desperately, and there it is.
Well done, Chris John. Well done, Stanislav Merdov. Well, he had a dig, Stanislav.
He did. He's not short on ticker.
The big shot, Baz.
Lovely uppercut. And, you know, I think he was hurt for a second, I think, Chris John. But look, you know, look at the counters. Look at that right hand. Wow. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Body shot hurt Chris John there, I reckon. That might have been on his sore rib.
A big international matchup here, an even bigger international matchup coming your way this Sunday, live from 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. The WBA, again, Super World Junior Middle title, Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito, version number 2 in the grud match from Madison Square Garden. That is this Sunday, December 4. And for New Year's Eve, well, you don't need to go into town because town's coming to you on Main Event, the New Year's Eve concert featuring the Pet Shop Boys, Jamiroquai and the Culture Club from Glebe Island in Sydney, live around Australia, Saturday, December 31, live at 9 p.m. Some final repairs. Angelo Hyder on the cuts. Craig Christian on the hands. And we are getting the scorecards in now. So let's go centre wing. Glenn Wheeler will make this official. There's Smiles in the John corner. They should be nice and relaxed, nice and confident. Let's go to Glenn.
All right. The scorecard is in. Judge 1 scored the bout 116 to 111. Judge 2 scored the bout 116 to 111. Judge 3 scored it 115 to 112. A unanimous points decision tonight. And still, the WBA Featherweight Champion of the World, Chris the Dragon John!
Chris John still victorious, the winner by unanimous points decision, but gee, it was a whole lot closer than I thought.
He never lost a round.
No, that's scoring, that's boxing.